Now we have Professor Arno Scharl, who is, he heads the Department of New Media Technology at MODUL University Vienna.
Okay, thank you very much. The next 5 minutes will be all about measuring and understanding the movement, because if you really want to catalyze global action, you need novel measures to understand online communications, to see where different stakeholders come from, to measure public outreach activities. The Media Watch on Climate Change is a public web portal. You'll find the URL on the last slide that provides such tools and metrics. It's based on the WebLizard web intelligence platform, and it aggregates information from a variety of sources: news media, social media, environmental NGOs, Fortune 1000 companies. It aggregates this information, enriches and processes this information. And among the things that we can determine automatically are, for example, framing strategies. How do you portray a certain issue in the media? What is the sentiment of various stakeholders towards an issue? We track the evolution of trends, and the goal is also to create shared meaning and understand how others perceive climate change, which is actually quite an important question. As you see here on the left, Anglo-American news media. In the middle, social media, usually more negative, that's the red, and more emotional. On the right side, you have Fortune 1000 companies. So that's content from Fortune 1000 companies, the largest 1,000 US companies. And you'll see, well, we don't have a problem, or you could also say they're a bit neglecting the problem. We built everything into a visual dashboard where you can analyze what's happening. So you have sources, topics, you define your query, you can analyze what is your source associating with climate change, who are the opinion leaders, and we provide various types of visualizations on the right. This is how it looks like. This is a query done on Connect for Climate, and that's about 10 days ago. What you see here is what news media and social media are associating with the initiative, and in the keyword graph you can see quite well that already 10 days ago there was some discussion about today's event in news and social media going on. The good thing about such technologies, you can go from the micro level stakeholders to the very big picture. This is 2012 climate change coverage, and in less than a second you have empirical proof that the Obama campaign, as did the Romney campaign, ignored climate change as a topic, except Rio 20 and when Hurricane Sandy hit New York. These were the two exceptions where actually Obama was mentioned in the context of climate change. 2013, completely different story. A lot of active climate change communication by the White House, inaugural speech, State of the Union, and Obama's speech at Georgetown University. So these technologies work on the micro level and on the macro level. We also built customized solution because this Media Watch is a public portal. We've built a portal for the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration because they want to know if their education programs, if their communications are successful, if they're reaching their target audience. As you'll see on the next slide, we built a portal that looks very much like the Media Watch on Climate Change, but on the top we have additional sources. We have US Congress information, for example, and we also have NOAA's own information. We have the press releases, we have their own website, we have the partners' website, so we can compare how others perceive NOAA as to how they portray themselves, which is quite insightful. We have sentiment information. Sentiment information is one way to measure success, but as in the case of NOAA, it's not the whole story, because they're always connected with negative topics. Climate change, hurricanes, but that's their mission, that's what they want. So we provide a new success measure that combines the attention, the sentiment, plus have they been associated with their topics of choice, and have they successfully avoided topics they don't want to be associated with. Sorry, 1 second. We can do this numerically, and as you can see on the next slide, also visually. We visualize clusters of documents so we can see in real time whether a certain topic appears next to clusters of topics. So the more documents to a certain topic, the higher the peak that's modeled in this information landscape. So that's the visual representation of this success metric. We use visualizations quite heavily because they're a very good tool for storytelling. That's another type of visualization, a geospatial one. That's actually also done about a week ago, the last 2 months of coverage on NOAA. There is still some discussion, or like in the beginning of this 2-month period, there was discussions about the government shutdown. But lately, most coverage was in the Pacific, about the hurricane, of course, but also about the nuclear accident in Japan. When we zoom in, we can track that immediate discussion focused on the threat to island nations. Was this caused by climate change or not? And what is COP19 going to do about it? Now I'm moving on to a different project, DecarboNet. It's a project funded by the European Commission, started in October, aiming to extend this media watch on climate change into a collaborative platform, into a knowledge co-creation platform, so not analyzing third-party information, but jointly create knowledge yourself. 3 objectives: raise awareness and overcome the personal efficacy problem, meaning, well, if I change my behavior, does it really make a difference? We want to translate this increased collective awareness into behavioral change. So that's the second step, support the movement, and then develop methods to understand this behavioral change, to see what triggers the behavioral change. This morning we talked a bit about the causal effect, like what causes certain behavioral changes. Can it be attributed to a certain intervention strategy? Little system diagram. So this is the platform, which is fed by a variety of information sources, online information sources. And this platform will allow people, while they write, while they type, have real-time content recommendations on the selected sources. There will be an information diffusion and analytics module, and it will be connected to several eco-feedback technologies. So this is one of our previous applications, a Facebook application in the tradition of Games with a Purpose, where we gathered climate change knowledge. And one of the project partners is Geo, who manufacture household energy monitoring devices, which will also feed into the platform, into this competition, where we want to trigger carbon reduction activities. Last slide, a few resources. This is the ecoresearch.net/climate, is the portal, it's public. There is a special link for COP19, so there you can track COP19 coverage as it evolves. And an interface description and a newsletter are also available online. So thank you for your attention, and I look forward to your questions.
Questions, please.
Your analysis of, say, the media over the last couple of years and the positive versus negative coverage of climate change, has it changed, or has it not?
Well, it certainly has changed, but it's more, I mean, you have to really, that's what I wanted to show with this one slide with the target groups. You know, just analyzing online communication usually does not give you a very good and accurate description. The same like when you do a campaign, you have to segment your target groups, but you have to do the measurements in target groups as well. So this example, when you look at Obama and White House coverage, then you can make the statement, well, it was for strategic reason ignored last year, but this year it's on the agenda. So you have to look at the very specific interventions. Overall, it's increasing over the years since we started monitoring. So the portal exists since 2005. And yes, you know, with things like IPCC, COP, every time something like that happens, there's of course a huge increase in interest.